Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2018 movie Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. So, this is the computer animated version of the story by Dr. Seuss, and this one follows pretty much the exact same story as both the 66 special, the book, and the 2000 version with Jim Carrey, except of course they add things to make it a little bit different since it's a newer version and everything. They kind of changed his backstory in this one from what it was in the 2000 version. And of course the original version he didn't have a backstory and everything, and this time his backstory is the reason why he hates Christmas is because he was an orphan and he spent his entire life watching everyone enjoy the holidays and is always by himself and everything, and he's really lonesome and stuff like that. And I love that about this movie. They make him really kind of a relatable character and everything. If you ever felt lonely and stuff, like, you know how it feels and everything, so like it's a really relatable characteristic for the character and everything. And he doesn't really fully hate Christmas. He even says, like, at the end of the movie, he never really hated Christmas, he just hated being alone at Christmas time and everything. But I absolutely love this movie. It is just a really good movie. I went to see it in the theater when it first came out. Didn't expect to like it. I think I actually reviewed it when it first came out. I did a spoiler-free review back then. But I didn't expect to like this one at all. I actually didn't even want to see it. The only reason I did is my friend kept telling me that since I love The Grinch, I ought to give it a shot and everything. I was like, alright, I guess I'll give it a fair shot and everything. I didn't expect that this movie was going to instantly become one of my favorite Christmas movies, just like with the 2000 version. It's one I've watched it every single year since it came out, and I think every single time I watch it I like it a little bit more and everything. And I've been kind of burnt out on the Christmas movies over these last few weeks, and I think part of that also is because my excitement for Spider-Man and everything has kind of just kept. I haven't had my mind on Christmas because I've been so preoccupied with Spider-Man, plus the weather here, it totally has kind of also killed the Christmas mood because it feels like it's spring or summertime and everything. So I haven't really been in the mood to watch Christmas movies very much. I've watched a few, of course, because I've reviewed the other Grinches, and I've watched a few other ones and everything, but I haven't really been watching near as many Christmas movies this year. I'm hoping now that I can catch up and stuff, because after rewatching this one, it made me want to go ahead and watch the other Christmas movies that I try to watch every year. But this movie is just, it is a lot of fun. Benedict Cumberbatch is absolutely perfect as the voice of the Grinch. I think he does a really great job. I think he is excellent in the role. And the rest of the voice cast are all really good too. The little girl who does the voice of Cindy Lou Who is really good. I'm not sure who she is, but she does a good job. And Kenan Thompson is Bricklebaum, the annoying who that's like always really jolly and considers the Grinch his best friend, even though he doesn't realize that the Grinch doesn't like him because he's so upbeat and annoying and stuff. He's like one of those people that I would have been annoyed by, really annoyed by him in real life and everything. But Kenan Thompson does a really great job voicing him. Rashida Jones as Cindy Lou Who's mother is really good too. But they're all really good, and Pharrell Williams does the narrating, and it's definitely not as good as Sir Anthony Hopkins narrating, but I think for this version he did a decent job. I know a lot of complaints on this movie is the music in here and everything, but it doesn't have near as much pop music and stuff as a lot of the Illumination movies do and everything. To me, the music isn't all that bad. The the redo of The Grinch by Pharrell Williams, and I guess he's singing it with some kids or something. I don't really care for that version of the Hear Me One Mr. Grinch song that was at the beginning of the movie. Didn't really have to be in there. They just kind of added it in there at the beginning when it didn't really make a lot of sense to have it at that part of the movie anyway. But I thought that it's okay. It doesn't really bother me or ruin the movie for me like it does a lot of people. I think the animation looks great. It's really colorful, and as far as that goes, like the colors and lighting and stuff in this movie, it looks a lot better than say the 2000 version, where it was just really grim looking and stuff in that one. So I did like that the colors popped a lot more in this one than that one. And I like the backstory and how they make him relatable, although at the same time it kind of changes the narrative of it, and making his heart 3 sizes too small kind of doesn't make sense, seeing that he didn't really hate Christmas and all that, and he didn't have a small heart really. I think they could have changed that a little bit, but that's kind of just a nitpick. It's not really all that scary. I mean, all that bad that it doesn't really bother me. And there's a lot of really fun moments where it's just the Grinch spending time with Max and everything. I love like the relationship they made for the Grinch and Max in this movie, because all the other versions and stuff, he doesn't really, the live action one, he does show that he cares about Max and stuff, but he also kind of seems annoyed with him and everything. You can tell Max isn't really happy with this one. Max and him actually get along pretty well. He's not mean to him or anything, and I love like the little relationship that they made for them two in this movie. And then they add this reindeer in here that he calls Fred and everything, and it's absolutely hysterical and stuff like that. It's just really fun little cutesy moments that I know it bothers a lot of people, but to me it's just like little heartwarming stuff that makes the movie so good and everything. And also there's this goat that does this really loud screaming noise and stuff. Like he does it like 2 or 3 times in the movie, but every time he does it I about die laughing and stuff. I don't know what's so funny about it, but it just cracks me up for some reason. The first time I saw it and everything, it cracked me up because it totally threw me off, and then he does it again and everything when the Grinch is trying to get these reindeer and stuff, because the Grinch tells him to leave them alone and everything, and it scares all the reindeer off, and I thought that was hilarious. And then at the very end of the movie he does it again right before the credits start rolling, and it just, something about it cracks me up every time. But I think out of the Dr. Seuss adaptations, this is definitely one of the best ones. It might even, it's at least in my top 3 favorite out of the Dr. Seuss movies, not like the shorts. But I really love this movie, and it really is an entertaining movie, and it goes by really fast. It's only an hour and 25 minutes, and I swear it feels like it's as short as the original holiday special. Like it just goes by so fast. But I absolutely love this movie, and I'd say I'd actually give it a 10 out of 10, because it is a really, really great movie. And I always forget how much I love it every time I watch it. It really is great and everything, and it's become an instant classic for me. The first time I saw it, I was like, I know this is going to be one that I'm going to want to watch at least every other year, but I've watched it every single year since it came out, and I love it a little bit more each time, just like with the 2000 version and everything. To me, it's just an instant classic. Maybe it's just because I also love the story of the Grinch. There's just something about it that I absolutely love it and everything. I haven't seen the musical that came out last year that was on TV, the Grinch musical live or whatever it was. I'm going to watch that, and I'll review it here sometime within the next few days and everything. But yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think of Dr. Seuss's The Grinch from 2018. Do you think it's as bad as most people say it is, or do you think it's alright, or do you are you like me, think it's super underrated and really great movie? Because I personally feel like this is a very, very underrated movie. I don't get the hate on it. I know people don't like Illumination and stuff, that it's kind of become cool to hate on them and everything, but man, I'm not the biggest fan of Illumination stuff. I think Sing was okay, and I've never been huge on the Despicable Me movies. I think they were a tad overrated and stuff. I don't really hate them or anything. I just never have been huge on them. So this movie, I didn't have any expectations for, and it just totally blew my mind. And so far, it's the only Illumination movie that's really, really struck a chord with me for some reason. It really, I don't know what it is about this movie, but I just absolutely love it. But let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoy this video, and have a good day, everybody.